The Senate will come to order. Ms. Cole, please call the roll.
Senators Bridges, Buckner,
Excused.
Coleman, Cook, Coram, Danielson,
Excused.
Donovan, Fenberg, Fields, Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hanson, Heisey, Holbert, Jaquez Lewis, Kirkmeyer, Lee, Liston, Lundeen, Moreno, Pedersen,
Here.
Priola,
Excused.
Rankin, Rodriguez, Scott,
Here.
Simpson, Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Sonnenberg,
Morning.
Story, Story,
Morning. Here.
Winter, Woodward, Zenzinger, Colker. Mr. President,
Here. With 32 present, 0 absent, 3 excused, we have a quorum. Would the good senator from Brighton please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. President. Would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal. Senator Gonzalez.
Gracias, Presidente. I move that the reading of the Journal of Friday, February 11th, 2022 be dispensed with and that the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Senate Services.
correctly engrossed Senate Bill 003-1419-455664, correctly revised House Joint Resolution 1005.
So we'll probably still do her bill. Okay. Thanks, Cindy.
Introduction of bills.
House Bill 1170, McCluskey and Moreno, concerning supplemental appropriation to the Department of Corrections.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1171, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Education.
Appropriations.
Senate Bill 1172, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the offices of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and State Planning and Budgeting.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1173, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1174, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Higher Education.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1175, Representative McCluskey, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Human Services.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1176, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Judicial Department.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1177, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Natural Resources.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1178, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Personnel.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1179, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Health and Environment.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1180, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Safety.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1181, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1182, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of State.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1183, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of the Treasury.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1184, Representative McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning funding for capital construction and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1185, Representatives McCluskey and Senator Moreno, concerning funding for capital construction, information technology, and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1186, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Hansen and Moreno, concerning adjustments to school funding for the 2021-22 budget year and in connection therewith, making and reducing an appropriation.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1187, Representative Harrod, Senators Hansen and Rankin, concerning extending statutory deadlines for COVID-19 relief programs within the Office of Economic Development.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1188, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Moreno and Rankin, concerning authorizing money in the ARPA account within the Healthcare Affordability and Sustainability Fee Cash Fund to be used for home and community-based services that are ineligible for federal match but otherwise authorized pursuant to the Federal American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1189 by Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Moreno and Rankin, concerning the extension of deadlines for training for providers across the state and cross-system behavioral health crisis response as it relates to persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1190, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Hansen and Moreno, concerning supplemental state payment to urban Indian organizations to address healthcare disparities among the urban Indian community and in connection therewith, making an appropriation.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1191, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Moreno and Jaquez Lewis, concerning extending the date by which the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing shall administer the reproductive health care program from January 1st, 2022 to July 1st, 2022.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1192 by Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Moreno, concerning the Colorado Opportunity Scholarship Initiative's Displaced Workers Grant and connection therewith, codifying the grant and extending a related existing appropriation.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1193, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, Senators Hansen and Rankin, concerning adjustments to expenditures from funds dedicated to assisting those impacted by the transition to a clean energy economy and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1194, Representatives McCluskey and Ransom, Senators Hansen and Rankin, concerning local firefighter safety resources provided through the Local Firefighter Safety and Disease Prevention Fund.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1195 by Representatives Harrod and Ransom and Senator Hansen, concerning transfers from the General Fund to the Capital Construction Fund.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1196, Representatives Harrod and Esker, Senators Moreno and Pedersen, concerning a study to evaluate pay equity across all state departments and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Appropriations.
House Bill 1197, Representatives McCluskey and Sirota, Senators Moreno and Buckner, concerning the effective date of the Department of Early Childhood and in connection therewith transferring money from the General Fund to the Capital Construction Fund Information Technology Capital Account and making an appropriation.
Appropriations. Third reading of bills consent calendar. Will the clerk please read the bills listed on the consent calendar?
Senate Bill 14, Senator Moreno, Representative McKean and McLaughlin, concerning the administration of the Colorado Youth Advisory Council. Senate Bill 19, Senator Winter and Representative Woodrow, concerning access to automatically suppress court records of eviction proceedings. Senate Bill 56, Senators Sonnenberg and Garcia and Representatives Young and Will, concerning authorizing the University of Northern Colorado to offer degrees in osteopathic medicine.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the passage of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar, which includes Senate Bills 14, 19, and 56.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills listed on third reading of bills consent calendar? Are there any no votes on any of the bills listed on third reading of bills consent calendar? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, Senate Bill 014 is passed. Co-sponsors. Mr. Majority Leader. Senators Gonzalez, Fields, Donovan, Coleman, Zenzinger, Bridges, Winter, Story, Coram, Woodward, Rodriguez, Kolker, Janal, Hanson, Rankin, Lee, Patterson, Simpson. Please add the president. With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 3 excused, Senate Bill 019 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Gonzalez, Moreno, Hanson, Hawkes Lewis, Rodriguez, Fields, Kolker, the Majority Leader, Lee, with a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, Senate Bill 056 is passed. Co-sponsors, Lundeen, Senators Lundeen, Kirkmeyer, Rankin, Scott, Zenzinger, Winter, Lee, Kolker, Story, Liston, Gardner, Moreno, Hanson, Heisey, Woodward, Smallwood, Coram, Rankin, Simpson, Fields, Janal, Gonzalez, the Majority Leader, Lee, third reading of bill's final passage. Will the clerk please read the title of the Senate Bill 003? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 3 lay over to the bottom of the third reading of bills calendar.
Senate Bill 003 will be laid over to the bottom of the third reading of bill's calendar. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 064?
Senate Bill 64, Senators Zenzinger and Rankin, Representative McKean and Kipp, concerning requirements for neighborhood youth organizations that provide services designed for the development of youth.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 64 on third reading and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of Senate Bill 064 on third reading and final passage. Are there any no votes? With 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, Senate Bill 064 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Bridges, Moreno, Janal, Hawkes Lewis, Simpson, Woodward, Quorum, Gonzalez, Pedersen, Lee, the Majority Leader, Story, Patterson, Winter, Fields, Hanson, Gardner, Cook, Kirkmeyer, Heisey. Please add the President. And Senator Lundin, please. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 045?
Senate Bill 45, Senators Lee and Representative Byrd, concerning modifications to the laws concerning public benefit corporations.
Senator Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 45 on third reading, final passage. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Senator Woodward.
Thank you, Mr. President. And also thanks to the bill sponsor. This weekend, I received some communication from him and some of his supporters as to why the bill may have been written the way it was. In the end, I'm not convinced that this bill continues to crush the rights of those minority and dissenting shareholders by taking away their ability to get their fair value from their minority interest, and by taking away their ability to sue the board of directors if they act in a manner that's not in accordance with their best interests. So I'm going to continue to be a no vote, and I urge a no as well.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. With respect to the sponsor, the thing that's wrong with this bill is it amends a bill that never should have been passed to start with. Public benefit corporations blur the very clean and bright line between for-profit corporations and nonprofit corporations, placing directors and shareholders, primarily directors, in the rather untenable position of trying to balance the profit imperative of for-profit corporations, which, you know, in pursuit of their profit imperative, they also try to be good corporate citizens, just as all of us do, and nonprofits that are not owned by anyone as a matter of law. And this public benefit corporation is a blurring of that line. Whether the amendments, to me, it just seems superfluous. So that's what's wrong with the bill. Thank you.
Senator Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you to my colleague from El Paso County for his remarks. He does not have any objection to the amendments, and that's what we're voting on today, is the amending of this bill. So I would urge your support. In defense of the amendments and the issue of minority rights, directors of corporations have fiduciary duties, fiduciary obligations of trust and loyalty to all of the shareholders of the corporation. They must act in their best interests, and that includes minority shareholders. If the directors, in converting to a public benefit corporation, act in derogation of the rights of the minority shareholders, they have the capability of suing them. And that obligation, or that right, is not extinguished by this bill. It continues. Not much different than what would happen in a claim to get appraisal rights. You could still end up in a court. So the provision taken out of the bill still exists through a court process. So in view of the fact that there seems to be no opposition from my colleague from El Paso County to the bill itself. Let's restrict our vote on the propriety of the amendments, which are worthy and supported by the business law section of the Colorado Bar Association. That's who brought this bill. These are the lawyers who actually work on a day-to-day basis forming corporations, forming nonprofits, and forming limited liability companies. They're the ones who put together these amendments. Public benefit corporations exist in the majority of states, and we are following the lead of Delaware in creating public benefits corporations. And if someone doesn't want to invest in a public benefit corporation, they need not do so. They are not for everyone. They are for certain people who want to invest in corporations who have adopted a public benefit and a public good, and it's up to the directors to balance the interests of the shareholders, the interests of the public, the interests of the constituents, and they do that successfully in companies like Ben & Jerry's, in companies like Patagonia, and in companies like Belgium Brewing, successfully. Thank you.
Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I heard this bill in Business, Labor, and Technology, and like the good senator from El Paso County, he was talking about the good that these public benefit corporations do, and I'm sure that some of them do. But with respect to the good senator, when he was just reading them off, you kind of had me the other day when you spoke about beer, New Belgium Brewing, that kind of piqued my interest. And then when you spoke about Patagonia, I'm all for, staying warm and fuzzy and, Patagonia. But you just lost me when you spoke about Ben & Jerry's. I never buy their ice cream. They have managed to fund virtually everything that I don't believe in. So if Ben & Jerry's is your primary example for the good that public benefit corporations do, I'm going to have to ask that we melt this bill and let it just go away. So I urge a no vote on Senate Bill 45.
Is there further discussion regarding Senate Bill 045? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of Senate Bill 045 on third reading and final passage. Are there any no votes? Senators Liston, the Minority Leader, Cook, Simpson, Scott, Sonnenberg, Lundin, Kirkmeyer, Heisey, Quorum, Rankin, Smallwood, Woodward, Gardner. With 18 ayes, 14 no votes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, Senate Bill 045 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Moreno, Gonzalez, the Majority Leader, Rodriguez, Patterson. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 003?
Senate Bill 003, Senators Buckner and Donovan, Representatives Mullica and Exum, concerning permitting community colleges to offer a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing to certain students.
Senator Donovan.
I move on third reading and final passage, Senate Bill 3.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the passage of Senate Bill 3 on third reading and final passage. Are there any no votes? With 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, Senate Bill 03 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Lundin, Janal, Sonnenberg, Scott, Pedersen, Hawkins Lewis, Winter, Cook, Gardner, Kolker, Quorum, Woodward, Heisey, Coleman, Moreno, Gonzalez, the Majority Leader, Lee, Rodriguez, Rankin, Fields. Please add the President. General orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself to the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The Senate will resolve itself to the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. And Senator Bridges will take the chair.
It's going to be quick. The committee will come to order and the code rule is not relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title of all the bills in the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
Senate Bill 27, Senators Smallwood and Rodriguez, Representatives Michael Janae and Larson, concerning changes to the prescription drug monitoring program pursuant to the March 2021 audit report issued by the Office of the State Auditor. Senate Bill 26, Senators Janal and Kirkmeyer, Representative Bazenaker and Rich, concerning the oil and gas operators' sole ability to review and protest property tax.
Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of all the bills on the consent calendar, which includes Senate Bill 27, Senate Bill 26, and there are no committee reports.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills in the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and those bills are all adopted. Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee to rise and report.
Motion before us for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor enthusiastically say aye. Opposed, no. Enthusiasm has it. Ayes have it. We will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Will the clerk please add Senator Buckner to the roll call?
Alacrity.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills in consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report that it has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, makes the following recommendation thereon. Senate Bill 27, Senate Bill 26, passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
The motion is for the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 2 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 027, Senate Bill 026, passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General order, second reading of bills. Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and the Senate resolve itself to the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills. And Senator Bridges will take the chair.
The committee will come to order, and the code rule is relaxed for all in the chamber, including anyone that I have the authority to remove the code rule for. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 58?
Senate Bill 58, Senator Simpson, Representative McCormick, concerning the creation of a peer health assistance program for dental hygienists.
Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 58 and the committee report from Health and Human Services Committee.
To the committee report. Is there any discussion? Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had a rigorous debate in committee, and there was some confusion in the committee about who was presenting the bill, whether it was myself or my a good friend, the senator from Fountain, but we worked through that and got that resolved. We did amend the bill. There's a story there, but we won't go into that. So we did amend the bill as introduced to reflect the fees will be paid at the time of initial license application as well as renewal. Also increased the fee of the fee from $11 to $15 at the recommendation of the department, and extended the effective date change to July 2023 to allow enough time to get the program implemented. We also included a self-referral mechanism in the language, and also switched it from a safety clause to a petition clause.
Thank you, Senator, for that thorough description of the committee report. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of that committee report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That report is adopted. To the bill, Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a peer assistance program for dental hygienists. The hygienist approached me last summer. It's very similar to the dental peer assistance program, and a valuable resource to them as we continue to ask more and more of dental hygienists across the state. It's really an important program to help them in their professional development, and encourage an aye vote.
Thank you very much. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of Senate Bill 58. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That bill is adopted. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 52?
Senate Bill 52, Senator Jaquez Lewis, Representative Mullica, concerning aligning medical assistance income eligibility requirements with federal law.
Senator Jaquez Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 52 and the accompanying committee report from Health and Human Services.
To the committee report.
Yes, thank you. We did have one amendment. We added some numbers to make it crystal clear, and so we added numbers. And we wanted to eliminate any ambiguity. So that actually gives us a more concise bill.
Thank you. All those in favor of adopting that committee report for the sake of numbers and crystal clarity, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That committee report is adopted. To the bill. Senator Jaquez Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill is basically a bill from the department, from HCPF, to bring Colorado into compliance with federal regulations and requirements. It does not change the federal nor state Medicaid eligibility requirements. It is a technical fix, and it has no fiscal impact.
Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And colleagues, I just wanted to express my support for this as well. My hope is to end up as a co-prime sponsor on Senate Bill 52. And yet another Jaquez Lewis Smallwood. I do want to try to clarify for some folks out there what this bill really does, because what I've heard through the grapevine is people believe that this is an expansion of the Medicaid program. And if memory serves me correctly, what was actually found, and I'm trying to get a copy of the audit report for anybody that's interested, is that in the audit committee we found out that because Colorado does follow these federal laws, this expansion of Medicaid had already happened. Healthcare policy, the Colorado Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing was already operating as if statute permitted them to do so when it wasn't. So this is not a bill that, in my opinion, that says that Medicaid eligibility is expanded. It is saying that because Medicaid, and if I said Medicare, I apologize, Medicaid eligibility has expanded. It is that because Medicaid eligibility has expanded, we need to change statute in order to reflect that. So that is my understanding of what this bill does. If anybody wants to talk about the particular Legislative Audit Committee findings, I should have that for you by the end of the day, and I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of Senate Bill 52. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That bill is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Move the committee to rise and report.
Motion before us is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report. No, that's my joy. I really enjoy the hammer. It's like, look, it's small joys. You have to take advantage of the fun where you find it. You know? The gavel's a piece of that.
The Senate will come to order. Senator Bridges.
Too quiet. Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report that it has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendation thereon. Senate Bill 58 as amended, Senate Bill 52 as amended, passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of that report.
The motion is for the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 058 is amended. Senate Bill 052 as amended, passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Change in sponsorship. The following change in bill sponsorship will occur. Senator Smallwood will be added as a co-prime sponsor on Senate Bill 052 with Senator Hawkins Lewis. Will the clerk please excuse Senator Scott? Governor's appointments consent calendar. Will the clerk please read the appointments listed on the consent calendar?
Members of the Securities Board, effective July 2nd, 2021, for terms expiring July 1st, 2024, Keith Michael Olivia, J.D. of Boulder, Colorado, who is licensed by the State Supreme Court to practice law in the state of Colorado, who is conversant in securities laws, reappointed. Nicholas Buter of Eagle, Colorado, member of the public at large, residing west of the Continental Divide, appointed. Member of the Financial Services Board for a term expiring July 1st, 2023, Shane Silverman, Lakewood, Colorado, to serve as an executive officer of a state credit union and an affiliated occasion by the resignation of Sunday Lynn Seaford. Member of the Colorado Racing Commission, effective July 2nd, 2021, for a term expiring July 1st, 2025, Tamika Sampson of Aurora, Colorado, Democrat from the 6th Congressional District, who has been engaged in a business management level capacity for at least 5 years, appointed. Member of the Public Employees Retirement Benefit Plan for a term expiring July 10, 2025, Norman Frank of Parker, Colorado, to serve as a representative with experience and competence in investment management, finance making, economics, accounting, pension administration, or actuarial analysis, and as a Republican appointed. Member of the Colorado Lottery Commission, effective July 2nd, 2021, for a term expiring July 1st, 2025, Arnold Hahnemann of Arvada, Colorado, Democrat, to serve as an attorney admitted to practice law in Colorado for not less than 5 years, appointed. Members of the Colorado Housing and Finance Authority Board of Directors for terms expiring July 1st, 2025, Sylvia Ann Werb of Boulder, Colorado, to serve as a member representing the public, appointed. Jennifer A. Komodo, Gunnison, Colorado, to serve as a member representing the public, appointed. Nathan Peterson of Evergreen, Colorado, to serve as a member representing the public, appointed. Stephen Cordova of Pueblo, Colorado, to serve as an individual experienced in real estate transactions, appointed. And Beryl Hills of Lakewood, Colorado, to serve as an individual experienced in mortgage banking transactions, reappointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the confirmation of all the appointments listed on the consent calendar, which includes members of the Securities Board, the Financial Services Board, the Colorado Racing Commission, Public Employees Retirement Benefit Plan, the Colorado Lottery Commission, Colorado Housing and Finance Authority. Never mind.
Will the clerk please continue?
Members of the Colorado Banking Board for a term expiring July 1st, 2023, Ellen Bruno of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a public member occasioned by the resignation of Taylor McLemore of Denver, Colorado, appointed for terms expiring July 1st, 2025. Laura Jean Miller of Littleton, Colorado, to serve as an executive officer of a trust company, reappointed. David A. Kelly of Littleton, Colorado, to serve as a representative executive officer of a state bank, reappointed. Megan Lanny Harmon of Colorado Springs, Colorado, an executive officer of a state bank with no less than 5 years practical experience as an active executive officer of a bank, appointed. Timothy Daly of Evergreen, Colorado, to serve as a representative of money transmitters, reappointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now I move for the confirmation of all the appointments listed on the consent calendar, which includes members of the Securities Board, the Financial Services Board, the Colorado Racing Commission, the Public Employees Retirement Benefit Plan, the Colorado Lottery Commission, the Colorado Housing and Finance Authority Board of Directors, and last but not least, the Colorado Banking Board.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is a confirmation of all the appointments on the consent calendar. Are there any no votes? With 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, all of those appointments are confirmed. Announcements. Senator Phillips.
Good morning, Mr. President and colleagues. Just a friendly reminder that Senate Health and Human Services will meet today at 1:30 in SJR 357, and we have 2 bills up. 1:30.
Senator Hansen.
Thanks very much, Mr. President. For members of Senate Appropriations, we will be meeting tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, LSBB. We will have the supplemental package to evaluate, as well as Senate Bill 34 and Senate Bills 78. See you at 8 o'clock.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right,
Members.
Senator, my apologies, Mr. Majority Leader. Senator Story.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to announce that tomorrow morning, Capital Development Committee will be meeting at 8 a.m. in room 352. See you all there. 357, my bad.
357. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, just a reminder, tomorrow is the big day. That would be the 15th, Tuesday, the 15th, which is the day to get your merchandise orders in. So peruse the catalog, get ready, and place those orders. If you have any questions, please talk to Dave. Just a reminder, you do need to place the order tomorrow on the 15th, that's Tuesday, by 4 p.m. So anytime tomorrow, but do it before 4 p.m. Don't place them today. Maybe you could put them in your shopping cart, but don't complete your transaction until tomorrow by 4 p.m. If you have any questions or need assistance, get in touch with Dave and he will make some recommendations on colors and fabrics, what have you. Well, that's right. Mr. Minority Leader has a good point. As you heard, we will be hearing the supplemental package in Appropriations Committee tomorrow morning. I think we will talk about this more tomorrow, but just a heads up, there will be a deadline if you are interested in doing amendments for those bills. And that deadline is also 4 p.m. tomorrow. There's 2 very important things you got to get done by 4 p.m. tomorrow. So get to work. Yeah, if you want to prioritize one or the other, I would prioritize the merchandise order, personally. Thank you, Mr. President. We do have some bills to read across. You do not need to be here. We are done with floor work today. Mr. President, I move that the Senate recess until 11:30 a.m. today.
Members, for the record, both deadlines are 1,600 hours tomorrow. Both deadlines, 1,600 hours. You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes having the motion is adopted. The Senate will stand in recess until 11:30 today.